Earth is dead. It is now a radioactive wasteland, devoid of any and all intelligent life, except one animal. Beavers. Intelligent beavers. They press robots into serfdom, they fly on zip lines, and most importantly, laugh in the face of OSHA regulations. This is Timberborn, a beaver city builder, where today we are going to be trying to make a colony of 1,000 beavers, except there is a catch. Normally, you start the game with 13 beavers, but we are going to begin the game with 500 on a map with extremely limited space, supplies, food, and farmable area. Can we make a beavertopia of 1,000 beavers, or will thousands and thousands starve trying? This video is sponsored by Mechanistry, and Timberborn is releasing into 1.0 today. That means new maps, new buildings, the introduction of automation, and new modding tools, and lots of other things that make factorial autists like myself salivate. But without further ado, welcome to Beaverdelphia. Here come the boys. Oh my god. 250 adults, 250 children. That's the maximum amount that I could start with. So the map is very interesting. It is all of these different holes filled with bad water, which is like polluted toxic waste, and actual fresh water. If I've learned one thing, it's that there is not enough space currently to feed 500 beavers. It's not possible. But our goal is to get up to 1,000 beavers. I'm starting with 5,000 food and 5,000 water, and you might think that that's a lot. It's not. Now, the first thing that I need to do for these lovely, lovely beavers is whack on a 24-hour shift. We are about to make deforestation look like a light jog in the national park because I need to destroy every single tree on the entire map. It's not personal, I just need places to live. And also try and max out the number of workers we have on our district. So these are our builders, and we are really, really limited by builders right now. So ideally, I want to build some science buildings, which are gonna generate science slowly, in order to unlock a builder's hut. Because employing additional builders when we have 5,000 potential employees is really, really, really good. Our first science thing is up and producing, so it's gonna slowly produce science points, and then we are going to use those science points to unlock things in all of our building trees. I also need to get a power wheel. The main way that we're going to be generating electricity for the time being is beavers running on giant hamster wheels. There are more advanced methods of electricity, but let's be honest, with 500 people, I could put all of them on hamster wheels. It doesn't really matter. Every day, we're basically going to be consuming 500 food and 500 water, so we need to find a half reliable way to make 500 food and 500 water a day. Turns out that is not massively realistic. Oh, the children are starting to grow up. Unfortunately, there's not really much that they could do. They're kind of just looking around at their parents starving. People are starting to starve. I think it's because I'm not giving them even the opportunity or chance to eat. That could be an issue. Wait, the beavers are starting to go on strike because they don't have the ability to sleep. All right, fine. I'll adjust the working hours down by 4. Oh no, they're just straight up exhausted. They're just falling asleep immediately. Right now, 100% of our advancement is driven by this one guy in the lumber mill whom is... Okay, he got injured. He just got injured. Can we replace him? Oh, we immediately replaced him. Yeah, you are gonna stay injured because honestly, I couldn't care less. But the real workhorse is the guy working behind who is just slowly walking on the treadmill. I want to be very clear, Mr. Zinjo. You're very valuable to the colony, but if you stop running, you will be replaced immediately. Oh, thank God. We produced enough science. I wasn't really paying that much attention, but more importantly, we now have some actual logs, or we have some planks. So we are converting logs into planks, and I need to use those immediately for a builder's hut. So we'll go ahead and put that down right here. Actually, wait a minute. That is never going to get constructed. I noticed that a small glitch of the game, that they just don't intend on anyone making this many beavers in one spot. So if you try to build buildings near where there are too many beavers, the game will just kind of shake its head and go, no, that's not gonna happen. Which is pretty fair, if I'm being honest. We have an actually decent amount of water production going on right now, although we're gonna need a lot more. Food is the real issue. We are more than halfway through our food, and I do not have a lot of farmable area. We have picked clean every single berry bush, except for these, which I'm too lazy to get to. I know it could save a beaver's life, but honestly, I can't be bothered. All right, builder's hut is done, so that has doubled the number of builders we have, which is amazing. now we need to basically head all the ways over here and build one gigantic farm. All the space over here is going to be used to grow masses and masses of carrots because that's pretty much the only thing I could do at this point. It is really inefficient for our workers to go all the ways over here, all the ways this way in order to cut down trees and then go all the ways back. But at this point, it's really not a concern. Every single person in the colony is homeless and they are not going to be getting homes for a very, very long time, if ever. Because we are beavers, as you might expect, damming water is extremely important, so we are going to build a dam right here because occasionally there are droughts. Basically, there are water sources underneath here, and they stop water from coming out of it for a little bit. If that decreases the water level too much and it flows outside the map into this pool and then all the ways out, then it is going to start eating up our arable land and our crops are gonna die. If our crops die, we have a lot of mouths to feed. I just realized we have 688 food, which means we are basically out of food. I also need to unlock stairs. Those are going to be super useful, so we can use stairs all the ways over here to try and get down to this area, farm a ton of land down here, probably deforest even more stuff, because why not? The lads are rolling up and demolishing the entire local foliage, which is fantastic. The great industrious beaver versus the evil environment. Speaking of the environment, we have no food. Yeah, the carrots are probably not gonna be ready in time. Well, we'll be able to feed some people, but not this many. I've tried my best, and I've still only been able to employ 57 people. I have 433 unemployed. The beaver economy is not doing well. Fortunately, we are at least damming up the water here, and that should almost be a completed dam. Yes, there we go. Just one more tile. So that's gonna allow us to keep more water in here, more arable land that arable? More land that is not crap. On the bright side, I've discovered a new abundant source of food. It's a bunch of blueberries. I just need to go up here. Just gotta go a little bit this way, a little bit that way. We go down these stairs I'm building, all the ways around here, and a little bit more, and there they are. It's quite the walk, but you know, I'm sure the beavers and their tiny legs are gonna be able to do that. Probably pick 2 berries, and then their shift of 20 hours is over. The fact that no one is starved to death yet is truly a miracle. Although now people are beginning to get dehydrated despite me trying to build as many water pumps as possible. Wellness is at -12 right now. It's, you know, -3 from shelter. They're okay with being homeless. The hunger is a bit of an issue. I think this is giving every single person -50% work speed. Ugh, that's not great. Why can't I build like a beaver propaganda center in order to tell everyone that things are actually really great? Or we blame a scapegoat, and it is definitely going to be this guy. We're up to day 8 and the first carrots are being harvested. There's actually things to eat, except I don't know if we have enough carrots to feed everybody in the colony. Are there any children left at this point, by the way? No, everyone is grown up. Everyone has seen everyone has gone days and days without food or water, and I think they have lost the innocence. The only people carrying the colony right now are these gatherer flags that are 188. Consider optimizing your paths. Oh, I considered it, I just chose not to. Wait, starved to death? Oh no, it's beginning. Not Zangu, anything but my boy Zangu. Who is that again? 490 people are left. We're actually beginning to get some level of food and some level of water, but I think there's gonna be a culling, whether intentionally or unintentionally. We were about to make Mao's 5-year plan look like the 5-second speed bump, because this is a lot of starving people. You know, when the devs gave me the brief for this video, they just said to have fun. What I don't think they expected is how exactly I have fun. Oh, 475, 474, 473. Now that the cold, harsh night has struck. Wait, are those dead bodies? This is the look of a man who has gone to wake up his friend and realized he's not waking up.
I thought you were strong.
Oh my God. Oh, was that like a 200 people? Something like 200 people just starved. They're just dropping dead in front of my very eyes. no! Oh, it's such travesty. On the bright side, I now need 50% as much water and 50% as much food, and I still have a relatively sizable workforce. Honestly, this might not be such a bad thing after all. I assume the rest of these guys just barely have enough food to not be starving to death, so I desperately need to build another farmhouse, most likely. Oh, and there goes another like 100 people. Oh my god, wait, I officially am running out of employees. Oh, that's not good. I have to actually destroy lumberjack shacks. So we've gone from 500 beavers in the process of 10 days down to 70. That is not ideal. Unfortunately, it's like a cascading effect where all of my farmhouse workers are super unproductive because they are starving and they are hungry. So it's making it that much more harder to get food. 48, 45, 43? Oh my god, it's down to like 0. Farmers, I desperately need you to actually harvest the crops. The people are not thriving. We've stabilized around 30 people, 31 people right now. Slowly, I think we are overcoming our starvation. I mean, it is an uphill battle because these people, these beavers have not eaten in so long. 26 people? Oh my god, it's so bad. On the bright side, I can start building houses. 23, 22? What is happening? And now we have a drought that's approaching. That's really great. The minus 50% production speed is hurting so incredibly much. I'm trying to prioritize the jobs of people working at the farms, and there's just not physically enough people. All right, we're down to 17 people. We've actually got a little bit of food in the bank. I think people are mostly just, oh my god, it's actually working. We've stabilized at 17. That was a mass extinction event. 483 beavers are dead. I could just scroll through it. It's just starved to death, starved to death, starved to death, starved to death. There was never any hope, was there? 15 people. You're still starving to death? We've actually got food now. Kinda. All right, now I know this isn't much more of a win, but now people are dying of thirst, which at least it's not starvation. It means that we've solved one of the problems. Wait, I just realized you start the game normally with 13 beavers, and we're down to 14. That means we profited by 1 beaver, folks. 1 beaver profit. That's what I like to see. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an important announcement. Our well-being is at 1. We've actually managed to recover. There is no more people that are starving or completely dead or anything of that nature anymore. On the downside, 487 beavers have starved or dehydrated themselves to death, and we are back down to 13, the default starting number of beavers. What this does mean, at least, is that I can now begin to build some level of housing here in the central area, so it's not all bad. The drought has now started, and that is going to prevent water from being generated actively from the water sources down here, and pretty much in all of these lakes, but that's not going to affect us all that much. Homelessness is now a thing of the extremely recent past, and we are actually able to now produce more beavers and increase the population, something that has not happened in quite a while. New well-being high score. 4. Also, our first baby, Yavo, was born. Yavo, I am gonna rename you Hope in all caps because you are the only baby now in the entire colony, the first one that's been born. You are marking the beginning of our great reversal. I just hope it doesn't reverse again. We've got nearly 200 food, 100 water, and I am trying to get an actual real source of power up over here with a bunch of lumber mills powered by a water wheel. The drought is over, not that it really did much for us right now because we dammed up the water here, so nothing really flowed through. We have so many unharvested carrots. This is like 1,000 unharvested carrots. Man, imagine if we had that like, I don't know, 5 days ago. Things would have been very, very different. I am able to unlock a couple of things, most namely a platform, which is good because now we can start making our Beavertopia extremely vertical. We are going to build the greatest high density beaver housing in the world. Not that there's a lot of competition for beaver housing in the current environment, but if there was, we'd crush them. Our water wheel is actually actually producing power now. So it is going to power these lumber mills so I can destroy this one. And I'm sorry to the one guy who is just getting all of his exercise, but we really need those resources. We're hitting the point where beavers are now dying of old age, which I'm sure the first 10 days of their life aged them considerably. But the population is now increasing with 16 people now, or at least 16 occupied beds. So I'm gonna have to build more houses to make more room for actual beavers. Drought number 2 is approaching, and my new goal is to basically try and wall off the water here so that we can get to this underground ruins and be able to mine all the scrap metal there, since it is an infinite source. We've also got some scrap metal ruins over here, and we can at least collect those to get a little bit to get started, which is nice. I also need to find a faster way to transport all my stuff. I know we can build zip lines, so we can just go straight over the water, which is going to be really, really nice. We can also build different districts, which is going to require us to set up a whole new set of infrastructure that I probably can't do right now. I'm just satisfied that we're not starving or dying of dehydration. We've got very low standards here, and I like that. We are 3 cycles and 6 days in, and I have only now just built a single and sole building that people can have fun in. And it's just John Beaver staring at the campfire that is not even lit. It fulfills their social need, which is nice. The popularity is immediately skyrocketing. You know, what if I had some kind of toll booth here? What if I charged these beavers a fair market price to access the campfire and the food and the water? I think we're developing a pretty good society here. So now that we have the basics of Beeftopia up and running, we can start building to the skybox, which is what I intend to do, because we can basically put these platforms on top of each other and continuously make our base more vertical and more vertical and more vertical. This is going to become a beaver skyscraper over here. On the other side, all the ways over here, we are beginning to dam up the bad water here in order, what is it called? Oh, wait, I totally just guessed that name. I actually forgot the name of the water. Bad water. My goodness, what could it possibly be? Why do we have to clean up the human's mess? Oh, right. They're all dead. Aha, so now we have redirected the water from coming into here, into where we want to kind of drain or make the water not total crap, all the ways out through this other area and into the endless expanse in the void. Further evidence that the Earth is in fact quite flat. So now we have graduated from using water wheel power, which we're kind of still using just to make basic planks, to actually having geothermal power and being able to turn it into gears. Eventually, my goal is to work my way up to something that is a little more special, namely, is it in science? Is it in power? Oh, no, it's in landscaping. It's triple dynamite. We can actually turn the bad water in here into explosives with the right materials. We just need actually refined metal, which means we collect this scrap metal over here, melt it into something that isn't totally useless, and then start blowing everything up. Oh, I was hoping there was a way to get around this. I built a shower for my beavers because apparently they need those, and I tried to build it in bad water to see what would happen, but apparently the game says, no, showering in toxic waste is not allowed. This is why I hate OSHA. My well-being high score is now 6. It's been so long. The memories of legend that have been told in the heads of these beavers of how they used to be a once great civilization, 500 strong, and then they put the wrong guy in charge. And then they kept him in charge for another 5 more years. We have officially gotten to 100 people. The city looks not quite as horrible as it used to, and things are actually starting to get a little complicated as far as the routing for anybody walking anywhere. In order to get to your house up here, which actually extends down onto the 2nd floor, you need to run up these stairs and then run up these stairs and all the ways around here. That might not sound so bad right now, but when I build about 10 floors above this, it's probably gonna get significantly worse. Not to mention the rooftop terrace where the beavers are just, you know, they're chilling, they're hanging out, being extremely loud to the people who live immediately below them. Also, in the true fashion of starvation, we've begun growing potatoes because they're a lot more efficient to store, and I'm gonna store about 1,200 of them and then cook them for 4 grilled potato each, so we'll have a stockpile of like 5,000-ish food. The next goal we have is to try and use the scavenger flag here to collect a lot of this scrap metal, and then we can actually start teching up into not totally garbage abilities, or buildings. I'm treating this like a MOBA. This beaver right here is actually a level 1000 wizard. It's just he chooses to live in a really cramped apartment below his 17 neighbors and is currently dying of thirst. Beaver will die soon. People have to walk so far just to get water. They go all the ways from over here, walk all the ways this way, get a little sip of water, and they're like, you know what? Back to work. All the ways back over here. Achievement, that's okay. Getting a well-being of 10. Apparently what was enough was just putting a singular, actually I think 2 shrubs, one right here and one right here, and that is basically single-handedly carrying my my wellness up. The occasional starvation is not helping, but I mean, you know, assuming that people are not dead, they're getting plus 5% more movement speed and 20% working speed, which is pretty nice. Wait, a bad tide approaching? I think this is gonna increase the water level of the bad water sources a whole bunch. I don't think I'm building anywhere that's particularly problematic for that, but this could also cause a lot of problems. Okay, the bad tide has started, and I should probably observe much more closely to see what actually occurs here. Honestly, what I'm really just looking at is the water wheel, because if it starts producing more power, that means that it's probably a higher water level. Oh, wait, I think I see what's happening. I think it's making it so all of the, all of the normal water sources turn into bad water sources. That is actually gonna suck a lot, because it means that we're gonna have bad water infected in all of this area, so I probably need to get a bad water pump to try and get that out. Quick question. Why are my people starving? I think I may have destroyed slightly too many of my carrot farms in favor of trying to expand tree production. We have a number of trees, and I also don't have the constructions complete for the mill to actually turn all this flour into something usable. Oh no, the starvation is rampant. I cannot afford another repeat of the incident. Oh no, there's the first starving to death. Yet another famine has hit the Beaver City. I mean, on the bright side, from a certain perspective, this is solving the food problem. Just not necessarily in the way one might hope. Yeah, I mean, all it took was like 7 or so people starving to death, and now the carrots are starting to get harvested, the grilled potatoes are beginning to come rolling in. It's like a culling of the weak, except weak in this case just means extremely malnourished. Okay, I know this is a little drastic, but the triple launch, I know there's a lot of beavers living here, and unfortunately now there are no beavers living here. I know destroying your entire house might seem like an extreme solution to the food problem, but I assure you it is necessary. As a matter of fact, I have to demolish a lot of people's houses because the starvation problem is once again getting bad. We are, of course, gonna need to find an appropriate scapegoat for all of this, and I think I know just the person. Kitra here is our baker, and I'm blaming her. Now, ignore the fact that I have not delivered her any flour because I forgot that the flour mill needs to be powered, and so I'm snap building a way for someone to run on a hamster wheel and actually make it happen. But that's a problem for another day, because we've lost so many. Interestingly, so many people are hungry that it has affected my productivity as well. So now I have a thirst problem on my hands, as well as a mass starvation event. Oh, we just lost 11 more people. 12 more people. There are no more. There's like no children either. This has really and truly been a case of we are so back into it is so unbelievably over. Right back, we're so back, devolving straight into it is actually so much worse than it was before. Oh my god, the guy who is grinding the flour is so hungry, he's about to die mid grinding of all the flour. He is sprinting back at the speed of light to try and secure himself a single carrot before they're all eaten up. Does he get one? Oh my god, he lives for another day. And now he's going to sleep like the lazy guy he is while the entire city is once again starving. Oh, wait, no, he died. I just saw he got replaced by someone else. Bad tide approaching? Oh, come on. Things are already bad enough. I have had to build 3 of these mills because what happens is I need a more consistent power source to the power wheels. The guy is running to the power wheel, powering it. So the other employee then runs over, but by the time he gets over, this guy is tired, he runs away. So it's not powered anymore. Okay, so I've tried my hand at this little thing called innovation and built a zipline station. Maybe we could solve some of the problems in relation to our transportation this way. Are the beaver? Oh my goodness. Oh, they're just zooming. I don't even know how he's doing that. He's going up. This thing doesn't require power. No, these beavers are transporting with the power of their mind. Wait, that's amazing. They can actually carry entire logs even while they're on this thing. Okay, well, this is going to help significantly to actually get around because the transportation has been abysmal getting to over here. I really should be making different districts, which will cut down on the movement costs, but honestly, I am too lazy. 200 beavers. We are finally up to 200. And the biggest thing that's going on is I need to desperately get under all the bad water here to this underground ruins. Fortunately, I am pumping it out, but bad water has a major use. Something that is going to allow us to turn this entire map upside down. A bomb factory. We can convert bad water into explosives, and then we can use explosives to destroy terrain tiles. No more terrain means we can just spill all of that radioactive waste out to somewhere else. I think I've made a few questionable decisions in the past short while. I've built this dirt excavator, and it is, I think, gonna mine to bedrock and give me dirt, which I can use to build terrain tiles. I'm also storing all the explosives in a wooden warehouse next to my geothermal generator and the bomb factory. I really hope they can't detonate in storage, or else this entire section of the map is going to be dust. The result of having this is, number one, it has dug down to bedrock, and number two, the number of beavers that have been injured is skyrocketing. It was at like 11, and then I mashed out 1 billion of these medical beds. Beavers are beginning to get injured at very high rates because all of our industry injures them, all the industry over there injures them, and I'm also creating this disgusting pit that is trying to isolate out the underground ruins over here. Okay, I may or may not have messed up my disgusting contraption, but we're gonna blow that up. Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if it would deal splash damage to the beavers. Now, everyone, I want you to hold your applause. I know that some people aren't used to genius like mine, and this is quite disgusting, but it does look like it is going to work. So I have spent many cycles just trying to get my beaver population up. I've also stockpiled several hundred explosives, and I have lined the entire cliff face with triple dynamite. And now I get to proudly declare that this problem is someone else's. No, I need to detonate more of the explosives. Okay, I wasn't sure how they would work. And there we go. We get to release all this bad water, this dirty, filthy, horrible bad water out into the environment. We are draining this reservoir. I really hope there aren't any other beaver colonies that are somewhere off in the endless void, because I'm about to drown all of them. I actually went through several droughts. It took quite a few droughts and starvation events to try and get to this point. I wasn't always at 350 beavers. We went all the ways down to like 60 or so, and then went back up. In order to fit as many beavers as possible into the city and really try and pump up our numbers, I have built the Great Tower of Beaver. One man will live on the very top. His name is Ditted. Overnight, we gave birth to almost 92 children. The people in the Tower of Beaver been getting busy. I just want to get to 500 before starvation inevitably sets in, because my granary stocks are beginning to go low. The haters said I couldn't get to 1,000, and honestly, great call from the haters. I think I agree with them now. Wet floor? Flood a building? Whoa, what just happened? Oh my god, I put floodgates up, and I completely forgot to take them down, and I imagine that is causing significant levels of flooding. Yep, okay, the city is not doing great. Please take those down immediately. Yeah, it was flooding everyone's houses. I can't even see them. Oh. That's not scary at all. Who the hell decided it was a good idea to put a scarecrow in? Well, it was me. It was my idea. Every morning, just 1 million beavers come down the stairs of the super packed tenement apartment, which means the only thing I really should be doing at this point is adding even more apartments. 511 people. One person seems to be contaminated, but honestly, I'm not sure I care that much. But that is a problem for anybody else. I have created the ideal beaver society, which functions off of primarily zip lines, a giant wasteful fountain in the center that is keeping everyone barely placated, and an unemployment rate of about 33%. 21 cycles later, I have done it. 1,000 beavers. We will mourn the loss of our thousands and thousands of beavers who starved to get to this point, and if now the resulting beavers need any help, they know who to call. Someone else. Timberborn 1.0 is out, and I know this video is sponsored, but I really enjoyed playing this game. Either way, Thanks for watching. See ya.